Alrighty, in focus, and let's talk about tires. Just got done with a decent workout here at my gym. Did chest and triceps today. Tomorrow I'll be back in biceps. And yes, I just did a review on my Cooper all-season tires that's on this car. But just talking about tires in general, how important they are on these Hellcats. You got to remember, you cannot really get the full potential of your Hellcat when it's stock, even when it's stock, with poor tires. It's just the fact of the matter. You cannot really, enjoy these cars. You cannot really see what they're about if you do not have a decent tire. So that is key. I've told people for years, a basic tire is like one of the first mods you should do. And this is just, like I said, more of a video in general about tires. I'm trying to go slow down this ramp so I won't throw my actual camera balance off. Looks like it's still pretty even. So, and that's the one thing that annoys me about this camera. This is my full frame camera, my Sony a7S III, and I have a small rig case or cage around it. Makes it even heavier. And of course on this glass, if I do any type of acceleration in this Hellcat, it just throws off everything. It just makes the whole camera just mess up, and my orientation is all messed up and I just can't stand it. So right now I got it how I want it, so I just have to drive moderate with this camera. With my GoPro I can go nuts, but for some reason my GoPro's acting up, but that's another video. So as far as tires, you need to make sure that before you go and try to race someone, go to a track, go to any type of a sporting event, tracking event in these cars, you need to make sure your tires are like performance tires. Like you need like either a Nitto, a Michelin, a Continental Contact Pro Sport, or you can go to like a drag radial to that extreme. You can go to like a big drag radial or something like that. You need tire performance to be able to put the power down in this car. And even still then, you still probably won't even be able to put it down because that's how much power these cars have. So it may be even harder to put it down than you think, even with a good tire. But you can still get better performance if you do put good tires on the car. So you just got to remember that is the main thing that comes along with being able to put the power down in these cars, and that's a good tire. So you got to make sure you put those tires on before you do any kind of racing. Now, yes, the car will still spin even with a good tire. There's a lot of power in these cars. You put this car in eco mode and it can spin the tires. It will literally roast the tires in eco mode. That's how powerful these cars are. And for the most part, I'm just cruising in street mode. Sometimes when I'm just like trying to relax and I want the suspension to be extremely soft, I'll go in eco mode. But I generally like the softer suspension of street when I'm just cruising, which is basically what I'm doing mainly in my car, because I daily drive this car. Very seldomly do I actually go into like a sport or a track where things are more aggressive, but I usually keep this car in streets. And you can feel, I'm talking about that because you can feel the tires a lot better depending on which mode you're in. Go ahead. If you are in street mode, the suspension is super soft and you have a summer tire on, which is usually a sidewall that's pretty thin. It's not as thick as an all season, and you're in a harsh mode like sport or track, you're gonna feel it with those tires. Now, if you go into street with those same tires, they'll feel a little bit more comfortable. So you'll feel how much different the car behaves in certain modes when it comes to the suspension based on the tires that you have. So right there, that should tell you right there how well tires actually come into play when it comes to performance on this car. For the most part, you want to make sure that your tires are, let me just go this way, are up to par. You have the proper PSIs, which is 32 on these cars, and you want to make sure that you have a sticky tire on if you're going for some performance. That's usually the best thing I can tell you. Let me just actually go right here and back in. This looks like a decent spot. So the importance of tires is next level. I'm telling you guys right now, next level when it comes to the performance of this car. You really got to have a good tire on this car to get it to perform well. And there's a few, like I said, that you can get. I would rate Performance tires, I would say which I haven't gotten yet, but I've seen the ratings. You can go with that Continental Extreme Contact Pro Sport, and you can also go with a Michelin. The Michelins are pretty good too, but I would think the Continentals are a little bit better. But that is key. That's the best advice I can give you guys when it comes to getting your car up to par, when it comes to getting the true performance out of your car with no mods as far as engine or performance mods, just a simple tire. Tires are huge. I've talked about it in a lot of my other videos, and I can't stress it enough how huge and how important tires are. So you just need to make sure you got a proper tire. So even if you have like a Challenger and you feel like it's a dig racing car, it's a drag car, you know, racing from a dig, from a dead stop, of course you want a great tire. But Nittos are huge. That's going to be probably the first tire that I'll get after these go down. I'm probably going to get some Nittos. You want to make sure those tires are up to par before you do any kind of racing, any kind of performance. A lot of times people in these cars will lose races because they did not have a great tire. They had a poor tire, and they have great mods as far as performance, but their tires were shit. You would have probably got beat by a car that was stock, a Hellcat that was stock with a better tire, with your actual performance mods and a shit tire. That's just how it is. So tires are huge, and I can't stress it enough. We'll talk more about tires. I just wanted to make that the topic today for the vlog, to push tires. People keep forgetting about that one easy, simple mod you can do, and that's get your tires up to par. All right, so that is going to do it for this upload. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you in the next one.